Welcome to the Own It Powercast, the place to be when you get serious about making big changes and accelerating growth in your life and in your relationships. Finally create the life you've always wanted, living life on your own terms. Learn how to take your fear and turn it into powerful choices that will create sustained change. Now your host, Mary Baker.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Own It Powercast, a place where you can come to get what you need to move yourself forward. This is Mary Baker, and welcome to episode 31, where we talk about energy gainers. What gives you energy? Okay, but before we do that, as promised, I wanted to take a few moments and check in with where you are in working on your energy drainers. The last few episodes, we defined what energy drainers are. We talked about the consequences of not addressing what drains our energy. And last week we talked about some tools that you can use to start addressing energy drainers in each area of your life, whether those are physical or relationships or emotionally or psychologically. So I just want to check in and see how that is going, and also to normalize some things. So first I want to ask, have you been able to start? And if not, what do you think has been getting in the way of that? You know, it's just helpful to think about, like when we talk about procrastination on these episodes, where's the payoff for procrastinating? And I know that sounds awful to say, but sometimes procrastinating can keep us safe, right? Keep us safe from taking a risk, really doing things to make our life better. And if we have fear, we want to play it safe. So I just want to check in with you around that and also normalize it. You know, if this were easy and this were so simple, you would have done it already. It may sound simple, it may look very easy on paper, but perhaps emotionally and psychologically, you're struggling to get started. The other category is maybe you have gotten started and you've run into some resistance from others. Remember, other people are about 6 months behind you in terms of adapting and accepting you changing. And so because if you have to change, guess what? They have to change. Not everybody's going to be gung-ho and cheerleading you on. You'll run into that a little bit. It may take them time to drop their resistance, right? And then to start seeing the benefits of a less stressful you, of more organization in the home, let's say, or everyone pitching in. You know, some things we talked about on past couple episodes about delegating, asking for what you need, saying no, confronting difficult situations, detaching from difficult people. So I just want to check in and normalize that, and don't be mad at yourself or hard on yourself if you aren't further along in the process as you would like to be. Just start again or restart or keep at it. Do what seems doable now, because that will create empowerment for what seems undoable now, because it'll seem doable later, if that makes sense. Your view will widen as you go, because you'll have experience under your belt, right? And you're not just focusing on what it might be like or how things could happen. You're just testing it out. Remember, you're experimenting. So the three things we talked about was toggling. Toggling between maybe some deeper emotional or psychological work you want to do around your beliefs, around bad experiences, around your self-esteem. Toggle back and forth between that and actually taking some steps and trying some things out. Every time you do that, you trust yourself just a little more. It's really great. So then the final aspect of that we talked about last week was that compound cultivation, the compounding effects, the wonderful ripple effects, and the compound interest, quote unquote, that you will get from working on all this stuff. Good stuff begets good stuff. So, want to check in around that. Want to give you a pat on the back for even looking at this stuff, because this is going to make your life so much better. And know that it's a process. So pack your patience. just keep at it. Keep chipping away at it. You're sculpting, remember? Takes time. Sometimes you got to step back and look, step back in and do some more sculpting, and step back and maybe take a break and rethink and regroup, learn a lesson, all that great stuff, okay? So don't give up. What's really cool about finally addressing what's been draining your energy is you can now start saying yes and looking forward to what gives you energy, or what we call energy gainers. So there's drainers and there's gainers. And of course, we really want to be intentional about getting rid of what drains our energy, taking care of what drains our energy, detaching from what drains our energy, and taking responsibility for implementing what gives us energy and makes us feel alive. So that's what I want to talk about today. Because time and energy are finite resources, right? You only get 24/7 like everybody else. And that's why, first things first, we focused on, okay, let's get rid of all the stress and the drama, take care of business, which is boundary work, which boundaries allow for. Remember, they don't constrict us. They actually allow the good stuff to happen. But we can't have both. You know, your hands can only hold so much. All this wonderful work of energy drainers, especially when you get sick and tired of dealing with it and you get frustrated and it's not always easy, just keep remembering you are making wonderful space. Just like when you declutter, you make room for that new couch you've always wanted. So you're making room and time for what gives you energy. And I want to take the rest of the episode and talk about that. So what do I mean by that? I think energy gainers are activities and experiences that make you feel more alive, more content, happier, maybe excited, motivated, and peaceful. And maybe proud of yourself. We can throw that one in there too. All right, so I think there are different categories for energy gainers. These are no means all of them. I want you to create your own. I want you to make your own list that feels right for you. But the first one is fun. Remember that? Remember that bad word, fun? About play, about what is enjoyable for you. You know, maybe a funny movie, maybe a getaway, being adventurous, being physical, maybe playing a sport, being silly. Fun is about letting go. It's about not doing work. I mean, what makes you smile? What do you love to do? No matter how crazy it sounds, what do you love to do? It could even be playing with your kids. It doesn't have to be any certain thing. It's what is fun and play and joy for you. How do you define that? And if you struggle with that, that's okay. Just put that down on the list, right, of things to explore and uncover. It's there. It might be buried. That's all right. You will unearth it. And I want you to think about, with all of these categories, when is the last time you experienced what I'm talking about, whether it's fun or any of the other categories, and how did it feel? How did you feel? Okay, so the next one is relaxing. So maybe it's like going to the spa, getting a massage, taking a nap, just hanging out, watching a movie, just self-care. Maybe just sitting and talking to your partner or with your friends or family, just being, not doing anything, taking a break. Doesn't have to be all day. Could be anything. Could be a half an hour. Could be a 10-minute break. Could be a weekend away. What do you feel is relaxing for you? And don't get caught up in comparing with other people. If you're struggling to think of ideas, it's cool to check it out, go online, and notice what other people do. But I want you to make all of this your own in time. What about peaceful? That can go hand in hand with relaxing. And what I mean by that is there's no drama at the moment. There's no chaos. Not a lot of conflict going on. Remember, you're feeling content and peaceful. And also that your brain needs this time. This is not just being lazy. This is not just you enjoying it. Physically and mentally, you need a break. It's really actually good for you and very healthy. Your mind needs that green zone to counteract all the stress and regroup. So it's actually really good self-care. The next one is, what is rejuvenating for you? For everyone, it could be different. It could be a good workout, a good cardio. It could be time with a cool person or group. It could be a 10-minute brisk walk. Do you know when you take 10 minutes for a quick walk, you can have more energy for up to 2 hours? I think that's really cool. And I know when I go walk, I always feel better when I'm done, even if the weather isn't great. There's something that happens in the brain when we walk outside. It's pretty amazing. So what rejuvenates you? Everyone's different, and there's no right or wrong around these categories. Some people tell me, when I clean the house, I feel so much more energized. Okay. If that's what does you, that's what does you. Restoring balance. So what I mean by that is if you're busy, what is the opposite of that? And, conversely, if we've been isolating and not doing stuff, maybe the balance piece is I need to get out more, or maybe I need to start tackling some things. So you can figure it out from there. Balance might be solitude. It might be meditation, taking a nap, taking a walk, just resting, vegging out, maybe just planning an hour just to daydream, maybe to color, maybe to paint, maybe to do a hobby. It's not selfish, it's self-care, remember? Another area is what is healing for you. And it is du jour. It's really contextual, I think. What kind of healing do you think you need now? If it's been a really difficult situation, maybe you just need to sleep. Maybe you need a good cry. Maybe it's some therapy. Maybe it's some rest. Maybe it's nutritional healing. Whatever comes up for you that you feel is healing for you. Okay. Another area that's not often talked about is, what about what is teaching you? Like, where are you learning and growing? That is a category. When you learn like something new for fun or something to help you grow, like taking a class, reading something really cool, reading a self-help book, even watching a how-to on YouTube, is an expansive activity. It helps you grow. It helps you open your mind. You feel like you are expanding and that you're taking on new things. And especially if you had really intentioned to learn something new or how to figure something out, it's pretty empowering. Another big area, I think, is connection. So when we're connecting. So that does, for most people, give energy. For introverts, it might not be the big group of people. You might like that one-on-one with your girlfriend, and that's cool. Whatever connecting is for you. I'm looking at like friendships, time with your partner, time with your spouse, time with kids. Walking over to the neighbors for pizza night, seeing extended family at Thanksgiving, if that's what you like to do. All just the connecting and the belonging and the learning and the growing from that. And the mirroring. What about what gives you meaning? Like what you are passionate about, what really matters to you in life, what gets your butt out of bed, what motivates you. It might be doing your life purpose work. It could be making sure your kids have a nice breakfast and some connection time with you. It's whatever brings meaning for you. It might be saving money for your family. It's whatever it is. It's whatever hits your heart. I think it's really important. Whatever gets you out of bed or would get you out of bed if you could start making that a part of your life. Maybe this isn't here yet for you, and that's okay. I want you to still pay attention to it. All right? What gives life meaning for you? So again, you may have some other areas that really matter to you that I didn't cover here. That's okay. I just want you to think about these. And if you're walking right now or driving, whatever, maybe you can play this back later and jot some things down. If you are in a space where you can write down some of these areas, that's cool too. I want you to do what you want to do with it. You may not even be ready to clarify categories. This might be brand new to you. You're like, what do you mean? And that's okay too. Wherever you are on the continuum, what I want you to remember, like I always tell you, it doesn't matter. Start where you are. You will get to the other end by putting one foot in front of the other. Don't get all freaked out because this is all new to you. If it's new to you, then that's where you are in your growth. That's where you are in your journey. All good. All of this stuff is doable and changeable, and there is no reason why you can't. So put that doubt out of your mind, okay? I mean, I chuckle because sometimes it's harder if you're the other person who knows all this stuff, knows it damn well, and fell off the horse. Sometimes that's harder because when we know better, we're like, why didn't I do better? It's okay. Be nice to yourself. Remember, like I said last week, this stuff is returnable too. That's what's great. You can regroup, revamp, get it together, climb back on the horse, and probably even have more resolve to do it better this time because everything you experience helps you grow. Okay? All good. All right. So obviously, this list that I just rattled off is all about self-care. Remember self-care where we intentionally focus on the self-discipline to take care of ourselves, like when we prioritize? So if it helps, you might want to revisit episode 9 of the podcast where we get into self-care. Like I've been saying all month, this is a lot of boundary work here. So if you need help and support around that, seek that support. Get to therapy, get a coach, get a group, get some loving accountability around you to heal whatever you need to heal. But I encourage you can also just get started on some of these. That's what's really cool. And I also want to stop here for a moment and say, you don't have to have gotten rid of all of your energy drainers in order to focus on your energy gainers. And in fact, I personally think that's probably not the best way because you delay all this gratification, you're going to be miserable. And by plugging in some energy gainers while you are cleaning up your energy drainers is going to provide some really wonderful contrast. As soon as you get a taste, it's going to make you come back home and be more motivated to clean up that clutter, to make time for you, and so on and so forth. So you can work on both at the same time, and it's great. I mean, obviously, when you look at things that require time and energy, like taking a class or having time to work out, you may have to get rid of some things first to allow for time, but not everything works like that. So I just want to, mention that. Do a little bit of both. See how it goes. I think you're going to customize what you want your life to look like here forward. What you want to cultivate for yourself, not just in the immediate, but for the long term. Okay? This is for long-term goals. That's what we've been kind of talking about this month. You'll get a few quick fixes, like when you reorganize a room or go to your first exercise class in a while, sure. But we want to focus on sustainability and how you want your life to look like long-term. And that requires commitment. So there's a few things I want to talk about here. And I think as you do this, you're going to be increasing your confidence by plugging in these energy gainers. You are honoring yourself. You are telling yourself, damn it, I'm worth it. I'm worth a nap. I deserve to go out with my friends tonight. Everyone does. These are good things that you're giving yourself. And when you make the rubber hit the road and show yourself that yes, you deserve, and yes, you matter, and you deserve to be happy, and deserve to be joyful and peaceful, you're making it real for yourself. I want you to focus on being intentional and own what you are choosing. This whole podcast is about owning it. Own your intentions. Set an intention for the evening. I want to be peaceful tonight. I want to have a fun weekend. I want to tackle these energy drainers on Saturday. And then try your best to follow through as best you can, given what you can control. Of course, be flexible. Don't set yourself up for failure and throwing in the towel because it didn't go perfectly. It's not about perfect. It's about what we want to intend and try to do. So even if you wanted to have, let's say, a relaxing weekend and someone threw a monkey wrench in that, it's all right, you'll figure it out. Maybe part of the weekend's going to be relaxing now. Maybe not the whole one, but that's okay. This is all about getting needs met. Have you noticed? Remember those episodes 6 through 9 where we talked about needs? If you haven't listened to them, I encourage you to go back and do so, or maybe revisit them. Needs matter. And you know what I'm going to say. You're going to get them met or act them out in some way. So all of these, focusing on what you deserve, all these categories I talked about in the beginning of the episode are about meeting needs, like connection, belongingness need, right? For some calm and some peace, what about security needs? What about self-esteem needs, about feeling good about taking care of yourself? You are meeting needs, and that is why you are going to feel so much better. And conversely, I personally believe that when things are draining our energy, we're conflicted. We know we want to feel better. We know we want to take care of ourselves. We know we want to deal with all this shit, and we don't, and we create that internal fight. So by really focusing on getting rid of these energy drainers and plugging in what helps you feel better, you're meeting your needs and you're being congruent with self. Therefore, you're listening to your gut, you're listening to your intuition, you're allowing for guidance. And that guidance can be whatever you want it to be. Regardless of where you think that comes from, for you, it doesn't matter. It's just really cool. It's really cool to experiment with that. Like, I just got this little idea and I followed through and it was really great. Please do not make this one more should experience. And what I mean by should, quote unquote, is don't make it work. Make it fun. Work ruins this. Make it a fun challenge to see what you can fit in, where and when, and then look forward to that. Look forward to that little nap on a Sunday afternoon. See if you can plug in a walk Tuesday morning. But don't make it awful and don't make it like you have to, because you're ruining it, right? This is not about have-tos and shoulds. It should be, right? Hello, about want to. This is what I'd love to have. So I want you to look at your language. Oh, I have to make some time for my girlfriend this month. No. Is that your truth? Or is it, God, I'd love to see her. Be wonderful to reconnect. I'd love to have a guy's night out. That kind of thing. Don't make it a should experience. Make it a fun challenge. It's not perfect or horrible. It's value added. Whatever fun stuff you can plug in for the week, the better. The other thing I want to remind you is you're going to organically desire more energy gaining after you begin first tackling those energy drainers. And then when you revisit or get a first taste of what brings you energy, you're going to love it and you're going to want more, and that's great. It will expand and grow. It's so neat how you will outgrow your box or hop back out if you happen to have crawled in the box a year ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, a month ago. It doesn't matter. You can crawl out. You can hop right out. And you can create what you want to have. So those are a few thoughts on this. They're not the only thoughts on this. Trust your gut. Trust what feels right for you. Okay, so today we talked about energy gainers, things that help you feel more energized, more alive, more content, more peaceful, happier. It's about plugging the good things in your life that are good for you, whether it's something to help you grow or help you heal or bring balance, whether that's mental balance, physical balance, nutritional balance, connecting balance. It's all about balance. It's all about a smattering of this and a smattering of that throughout the month to help you feel more grounded and confident and to help you cultivate the life that you want to have. Okay? So I've also put together a great list of journal questions to take this work deeper and further for you. If you're a tribe member, you already got them today in your newsletter. You're all good to go. If you're not a tribe member yet, please go to the show notes at ownitpowercast.com and sign up there. There you will get a Tuesday email, which will have any bonus downloads from the episodes. You can also go to back issues of the newsletter, which is cool. You can download any bonus material from any of the past episodes, and you can stay connected to the tribe and see what's going on. So it was great hanging out with you today. I hope you got some good stuff from this episode. And remember, pay it forward. Keep focusing on the wonderful aspects of you, and I'll see you next time.
We hope you took away some useful insights and tools you can begin using right away. If you did, please leave a positive review and share on your social media. Because could you imagine if everyone in your life really got it together? Remember, own it now, so you can really own it later.